We are in Al-Qush, Nineveh, inside the shrine of Prophet Nahum, where he is buried. Al-Qush is a 3,000-year-old town of 6,000 people, mostly Christians. It is 100 miles northwest of Erbil. Prophet Nahum lived in the region around the year 600 BC. His prophecies are recorded in the Hebrew Bible. He is a prophet to Christians, Muslims, and Jews. Our host is Father Ghazwan of the Al-Qush Archdiocese. We are also here with Sheikh Majid Al-Hafid from Suleymania. Sheikh Majid is a member of the World Council of Religious for Peace and International, the world's largest multi-religious coalition dedicated to develop understanding between all religions and eliminate poverty, among other objectives. Also with us today is Mr. Jorge Villa, General Manager of the Iraq Middle Market Development Foundation, or IMMDF. Abuna Ghazwan, can you please tell us a little bit about Al-Qush?
أهلا وسهلا بكم في مدينة القوش التاريخية ذات الخصوصية المسيحية، والتي أيضا تحوي قبور الأنبياء من الكتاب المقدس مثل قبر النبي ناحوم الألقوشي. فإذا هو النبي الذي يجمع الأديان السماوية الثلاثة في هذا الاسم. أهلا وسهلا بكم في هذه المدينة.
Mr. Villa, why are we here today?
Father Youssef, thank you for your introduction and your words of welcome. We're grateful to you and to the people of Al-Qush for receiving us today. IMMDF is a private company that has been financing Iraqi companies since 2005, 11 years now, with loans received from the US government through the Overseas Private Investment Corporation. What I will be saying here today represents my opinion as General Manager of IMMDF, and not in any way I'm speaking on behalf of the OPIC or the US government. Over 11 years, we have financed 53 agricultural, industrial, manufacturing projects that generated employment and economic growth in Iraq, from Basra to Dohuk. We have disbursed almost $100 million in 3 to 5 year loans, and in the process creating some 2,000 direct jobs. We are in Al-Qush today, in the shrine of Prophet Nahum, to celebrate the signing and disbursement of a 1.7 million loan agreement with a poultry company in Erbil. This loan, which will be repaid in monthly installments until December 2019, will be used by the company to expand its corn drying operations in Kurdistan. Specifically, the company will purchase 20,000 tons of wet corn from 363 local farmers in the area of Erbil. Each farmer has an average farm size of 10 hectares. So these are very, very small producers indeed. By paying the farmers immediately upon delivery of their corn, they will be provided with the necessary working capital to prepare for the next crop, corn or wheat. The company will dry the wet corn in its own facility built with a previous IMMDF loan in 2012. Use part of the dried corn for its own feed mill, also built with an IMMDF loan in 2010, and sell the rest to other private sector feed mills in Kurdistan. IMMDF invited our friends to this celebration here because we wanted to highlight two messages. The first is that it is entirely possible to finance profitable, viable, and sustainable projects in Kurdistan to generate the two things that the Iraq and the region badly need: employment and economic growth. In this particular case, this loan will support 363 families that will not have to emigrate in search of a better life elsewhere. The second message refers to the absurdity of people killing each other because they have different religious beliefs. We have invited a friend of IMMDF, Sheikh Majid, to highlight this second message.
بله بناوي خواي بخشندي مهربان اما يعني جيغاي فخر ما جيغاي شان عزيمة كمرو لم جيغا بيروزيا جيغاي ناحوم بيغمري جوا كشش صال بيش لدايك بني حضرة عيسى ليربو ليرا سباسي برز جورجا كان بو دعوتنا ما يو سباسي ابو ناشا كان بو بخير هاتنا كي كلام جيغاي بيروزيا شينيك بيروزا من عينا كان لاريخاوي عينا كان لبيناوي اشتي دا ايشم كردو تنها تندين صالة لم بواري لبواري بيكا وجيان ايش دكم كأينا كان هيك جيجي أونيا كخلق دور كاتوليك البته أينا كان قشتيان بانقوازيان بو أو كردوا كخلق باشتي وتباعي وبرايتي بيكو بجين بويا بدر فتم زاني كلمشينا بيروزي أما كوبينوا وأمكاري كأكري بيلويا كقفتقوا لبيني أينا كان ويك بيكا وجيان مهمترين شتاشو كبيكا وجيان أجر بو لبيني خلقه هموش اشتي وتباعي كبلاو بيتوا هموش تكانيش بدوايا ديت خوشويستيش بدوايا يعني خوشويستي وبرايتي زيادة تربية وإيش وكار وكسابتي بيني خلق ووضعي آبوري خلقيش باش تربية.
Thank you for joining us, Sheikh Majid. The recipient of today's agreement is Dr. Muhsin, the owner of a local poultry company in Iraqi Kurdistan. Can you tell us about this project?
کۆمپانیای کۆسار بۆ کشتوکاڵ و پەلەوەر کۆمپانیایەکی خۆمانیە لە ساڵی 2003 دا مەزراوە چەندەها چالاکی هەیە یەک لە چالاکیەکانی پرۆژەیەکی ستراتیجی پرۆژەی وشکردنەوەی گەرمەشامیە خۆشحاڵین و شەرەفمەندین کە یەکەم پرۆژە بووین لە عێراق داماننا و توانیمان بەرهەمی وڵاتەکەی خۆمان لە دەشتی هەولێر لە 100-200 تەنی ساڵی یەکەمەوە بیگەینینە 20,000 تەن بۆ پاشی 3-4 ساڵ.
Now a few questions to Mr. Villa. IMMDF has been active in Iraq for 11 years. How do you see the company's future here? Do you see an expansion of your activities? If so, in what direction?
We are discussing with a number of potential equity and credit partners, investors, options to increase our funding and therefore our lending capacity, particularly to agriculture-related projects because of the very high employment, economic and social impacts. These investors include, potential investors include OPIC and Global Communities, the development organization in Washington, D.C. that created IMMDF in 2004 and today provides us with administrative support through a consulting agreement. Financing cold storage facilities, animal food production, feed mills, flour mills, corn drying facilities, fish farming, certain aspects of poultry farms is financing farmers. A very vulnerable sector of the economy because of the size of their production.
Iraq has gone through an economic recession due to its dependence on oil. How much of an impact do IMMDF-funded projects affect the economic situation? Do you see these medium and large-sized projects as a vital step towards being less addicted to a mostly oil-driven economy for the region?
I would not say that Iraq has gone through an economic recession because of its dependence on oil. I'm not sure that I would even say that there has been a recession. It is more, in my view, a lack of market liquidity that began approximately 1 year before the price of oil started to fall and the conflict with ISIS began. There is an obvious dependence on oil and gas. But there is an intellectual overstatement in believing that producing oil and gas is all Iraq has to offer. Hopefully our 53 loans over 11 years, none of them related to oil and gas, demonstrate that economic activities in Iraq neither begin nor end with oil and gas. Since 2005, 22% of our loans have gone to the agricultural sector, 48% to industry and manufacturing, 14% to construction, and the rest to commerce, IT, media, education, and trading. Our loans have created approximately 2,000 direct jobs at our clients. And probably a much larger number of indirect jobs at their suppliers. That number indirect jobs is always a difficult number to estimate. But if we look at the cost of goods sold of our clients, I think it's pretty probable that IMMDF has contributed to create or to sustain in excess of 10, possibly 15,000 jobs over the years.
Are you optimistic about the economic future of the region?
We have, as I always like to say, tasted the pudding 53 times. Some parts are better than others, but we know the recipe. And we definitely see many projects in the agricultural, industrial, manufacturing sectors that should be profitable, viable, and sustainable, and therefore should provide excellent opportunities to create employment and economic growth in Iraq and perhaps in the region. The challenges are significant, and this is why there isn't a moment to be wasted if those challenges are going to be addressed. There is a strong sense of urgency in the region for reasons that are in the public domain. IMMDF is a small organization. We have no illusions that we could transform the country, least of all the region. But we'll make our contribution, and hopefully other lending players in Iraq will follow and widen the path, the lending path that we have started. Before I close, on behalf of IMMDF, I would like to express my gratitude to Father Yusuf and the people of Al-Kosh for receiving us, to Dr. Musin and to Sheikh Majid for participating, as well as to you, Babylon Media, for producing, for organizing this event and producing this short film. Thank you very much.